Welcome to the Functioning Griefster, a podcast about grief, love, and the legacy those we've lost still leave behind. I'm Alexandra Spencer, a sports and holistic therapist and a grieving mom to my son Declan, my best friend, my sunshine, my soulmate. Each week I sit down in the back of Dec's van with someone from the club no one ever wants to join. We cry, we laugh, we swear, and we honour their stories, uncovering the powerful bonds that even death just cannot break. There's no script, no rules, just honesty, heart, and a lot of courage. This podcast is part of my one-woman mission to challenge the taboo around grief, especially when someone dies too soon. I don't believe their name should be buried with them. Their voices still echo through us. So if you've ever felt like you were thrown into a cold, dark ocean with no rescue ring in sight, this is the place for you. So grab your life jacket, you're not alone. So welcome, Jeni, to the Functioning Griefster. Today's episode does come with a bit of a warning. We will be talking about cancer, which could be quite triggering for some of you. But the biggie is we are both diagnosed with ADHD. So who knows where this might go. But Jeni's joining me, who is the very proud mother of Leah. So tell me about Leah.
Wow, Leah died a year and a half ago and couldn't be any more alive than she was when she was alive.
Yeah.
That's how powerful and strong Leah is. We got asked after Leah died to name a word about it, and everything that came through was bright, bold and beautiful. She didn't care about anything, looks, nothing, sat there eating her noodles off her chest while 71,000 people were on her lives, but she didn't care.
Because she was also neurodiverse, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was ADHD, so...
Yeah. And, just like me, you had her just before your 17th birthday, didn't you?
Yeah, baby.
So talk to me about Leah, baby Leah.
She was perfect. She was... Everyone... Now that I speak to people about Leah when she was a baby who were around, they all say they couldn't believe how natural it was at being a mum. But I said it wasn't that it was natural. It just, she was such a good baby. She was really good. She was dead happy all the time, dead. I didn't get any trouble off Leah until hormones, until teenagers.
I know, like, we've already been chatting, and I know that just like me, being a young mom wasn't planned, but you embraced it.
Yeah.
And you were worried about being judged, so you didn't just embrace it, you tried to prove that you didn't fit into that stereotypical category.
Yeah. You always thought you were proving you could do it. I always wanted to be a mum. My nan would say at all family parties I'd have 14 kids in line, and she'd say she's a mother, she's going to be a mother here. I asked for baby newborn at 14. My dad was like, come on, we need to grow up. And I was like, no, I'm growing up. I'd actually want the real baby, but I'm too young. Do you know what I mean? I was like, and plus with having ADHD, we're very literate, so I asked my mum, how old do you have to be to have a baby? And she said 16.
So there you go. Yeah.
I waited, and as soon as I was 16, I was like, I can have a baby now. But I
was the same. I was always, I wanted to work with kids, I wanted to be a mum. That was where I saw my life. I never saw my life without children or working in that sort of industry. So it's then, like, the proudest thing I have is being Dec's mum.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's all I really ever want to do. I wish it was back in the old days where the mums didn't have to go to work. I'm like, I just want to be at home. I love to be like at home with the kids, and it's just what I think. My mum always says I didn't grow up myself, so I love to do kids stuff.
But that can be
probably a blessing,
for us with ADHD, because I said way before I was diagnosed, I'm the female Peter Pan.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's
yeah,
great, isn't
definitely,
it?
yeah.
And it's
yeah.
that can be your superpower,
Yeah.
but it can also make certain things really
It makes adulthood not so easy.
adulting really, really hard.
Yeah.
You know, and then obviously having a daughter
Yeah.
with it as well. But you've also got 2 other children, haven't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. My
So
son-
tell me about Leah's brother and sister.
Yeah, Leah's brother Liam, he was just basically Leah's twin, even though
Yeah.
they're 15 months apart. They just came as a pair. If one got babysat without the other would shake,
Yeah.
and they just couldn't be parted. They were like that, literally.
Yeah.
And then years later, of course, my ADHD mind does everything wrong way round, and Ola came along. But I can now see why Ola's come along. Ola is my saviour.
Yeah, your little
Ola, I say
saviour.
to her every day, you are my saviour, you are, I'm here, this is why I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's obvious. Yeah. So we've got Leah, Liam, and yeah, Ola.
So for people that don't know Leah from being the TikTok influencer she is, behind the scenes, tell me about Leah. Like, what made Leah tick?
There's no behind the scenes. What you saw on TikTok or on Instagram, or I mean, you saw Leah kick off on TikTok. She got a count band all the time because she
Really?
was always kicking off. She was a firecracker. She did not like injustice. She'd stick up for me to even when I was in the wrong. I'd be like, she was very, very true to the bone. I can't. Lots of people have secrets. Everybody has secrets. I know that. Everybody doesn't act in public how they act at home. No, Leah did. Leah did. We'd get out the car and be kicking each other and shouting and screaming in the street, in Tesco's, in the public. What you saw was what you got. I can't say people.
Well, for people that
Who
didn't
didn't
follow
watch,
Leah,
she was just a little firecracker. She got cancer, and rather than curling up into a ball and going, oh my god, I'm gonna die, she just embraced it. She turned it into a platform on social media. She turned it into a way to reach out to people. She turned it into a way to learn about other sides. I mean, her brother went into working in the hospital because Leah got cancer. He now works in hospital. I don't think I can mention which one, but he now works at the hospital and stuff.
what does he do?
He's a radiologist. Yeah, so he's gone into that to be in that setting because of Leah. And I just thought, you've got cancer and all you've done is inspired everybody and embraced everybody. Whereas before Leah got cancer, I'd hear about cancer and go, oh, bad, scary, not nice. But now I hear about cancer and I say, right, come on, what can I help you with? What can we do?
Yeah.
How can we make your day better? How can we... I don't think about this treatment side of it because I know what they're going to go through. I know what they've got coming. They don't need me going, oh, this is going to happen. I just say, are we feeling okay today? Do you think we can get out? Come on, let's do this. You know, and that was Leah, not me. I learned that from her.
Prior to her diagnosis, was she already an influencer on social media?
No, she did Miss British Isles and things like that, and she
she
did used to share a lot on Instagram, but never got the recognition that she got.
So to be, what was it again?
Miss British Isles.
She was obviously a stunner.
Yeah, she
Just gonna say that.
She's, do you know, she'll be laughing at me telling this story. Leah is beautiful behind the camera, really beautiful she is. I don't care, I'm a mum, I'll say it. But we got to Miss British Isles and it come to walking down the catwalk. She's like a docker. She was 6 foot tall, big.
Yeah.
Doom, down this catwalk. And me and my mum both went, I was like, no. And the shoes were too big and she was slipping out the shoes and the dress was, and she was just like this, walking down this catwalk. And I just thought, oh God, Leah, God love you. I was like, oh no. But she didn't let it knock her. She still carried on helping out with Howard. Like I said, she did photo shoots like in pyjamas and things like that. And she was still, because she got poorly not long after it, but she really would, she'd share all of the girls' work that they were doing, she'd speak to them. When we went to pick up her award, they all said, oh, Leah made me go for this, Leah told me to go for it. So she was still very much involved with them, but she was just poorly, she couldn't do like the actual modelling sides of it.
But I know you said that she struggled academically though.
Yeah, she did.
So in what way? How was Leah's school life?
It was friendships. She'd get, you see, like again, firecrackers, so you couldn't, there was no in between with her, and we know what it's like in friendship groups. You've got to stand back and keep that whoomp. That would not happen with Leah, so she'd be fighting, arguing all the time. I think with ADHD, you find it hard to keep, you get bored so quickly, so you're changing all the time, your friends, what you're doing, where you're going. So people get friends because you've got the same interests. But with ADHD, your interests are changing, so friends come and go because that's how it is. So I've noticed with Leah, she'd have a lot of social problems, socialisation, so then that in school would cause her to be always arguing and angry, and then that'd just get her in trouble with school.
And even academically, I know you mentioned that she would struggle with that.
Yeah, she couldn't read or write, but again, social media, BlackBerry,
exactly.
The BlackBerry
and that's
helped her.
what I was going to say is from what we've already discussed, I'm really hearing that Leah and, you know, with ADHD, what is one of our superpowers are, if we're interested in something, we will thrive at that if we're interested in it. And it's obvious that Leah was interested in social media editing and everything. So she found her voice.
She
was via
did.
that. And you know, for her to do that, especially in this day and age, she was able to actually find her people in a different way.
Because I did used to ask her, because if she would get bad messages, which you do on social media, it can be more negative than positive sometimes, but I'd say, well, why are you doing it? You've put yourself out there. And she'd go, because Mum, they're there at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, they are there. They listen to me, they message me back. And I used to be like, oh wow, it's not, she's not doing social media what I thought she was doing to be loved and to be, ooh, look at me. It was her outlet, it was her way, it was her counselling. It was her, do you know what I mean? I actually realised she wasn't doing it for what I thought she was doing it for.
It's different, isn't it? When we were 17, 18, there was not social media.
No.
So I think for people like us, it was even more isolating. So social media definitely does have a positive platform.
It does, I see the positive side in social media. I do see the negative, but I just think, let's go back to that positive post that we've just been looking at.
Exactly.
So
I know that Leah's delving into social media really, well, it went viral, but on the back of, you know, every parent's worst nightmare. So if we can go back to 2017. And what happened? What were the signs? If you can talk me through that.
It was just, she was your usual teenager, moody but marvellous. She was going out with a friend, she was learning herself hair, makeup, the lot. She was just learning to become a little young adult. She met a lovely boy, Michael. They were really happy together, and I really thought, oh my God, we're coming out of all the teenage narking. And she's met a boy, she was in college, she had 2 jobs. She was absolutely smashing.
What was she doing?
She was in McDonald's, and I think the other one was Pizza Hut. She had that many, I couldn't tell you. It was Donamo's. So she was doing them alongside college, and she wanted to work with children, work in nursery. So she was doing all that. And I had a boyfriend, and I actually sat back and was thinking, whew, I've survived it. And then the moodiness turned into sleeping all the time. Leah had a big appetite, she loved her food. She wasn't eating, she was pushing the food around the plate. then it was the pain. Now I was pregnant with Ola at the time, so she'd be crying in pain in one room and I'd be in the other room vomiting, and because Ola was all over the place and weird, and so I didn't have a good pregnancy, so I'd be in the other room like ugh. Or Leah was in the other room crying and I'd be like, what the hell is going on? Constant pain, falling asleep at the table, and just went really grey. And all the time we were going to the doctors, but she was young, she was fit and she was healthy. And also Leah would cry to me with the pain, but by the time I got her to see a doctor, she'd go, oh, I'm fine, I want to go out with my mates and all, you know what I mean? I'm not sitting here, I'm not going for blood tests.
Yeah, 'cause how old was Leah at this point?
16, 17, so she wasn't interested in what the doctors had to say. And but yeah, we just kept going back. She's in agony. It was to the point where Ola's born now, and I'd have Ola in one arm feeding her and rubbing tiger balm on Leah's back, because tiger balm, do you know what I mean? But rubbing tiger balm on Leah's back with the other arm like this, going, oh, what is going on? I'd be like, what's wrong? And then in the end, I mean, I could get a picture for you if you want to show it. It's sticking right out how they couldn't see it. Tumour like this, it's sticking right out. Even I can see it, you can see it, we can all see it. I was like, it's right there, there's something there, can you not see it? And this one last day, she gets to the doctors, she didn't even make it there, she collapses outside.
It's like you want to be listened to, because it was like with Dad, I for 2 years was saying something's not right.
Yeah.
You want to be listened to, but equally you don't want it to really be something bad.
No,
But you want to be listened to because there's the hope that whatever it is, once you know, actually it can be treated, it can be sorted.
Yeah.
So tell me about the first diagnosis of...
Well, we were at the Royal, so she collapsed outside the doctors. They ordered an emergency MRI scan in the Royal. This is 10 months after the first time we've ever presented ourselves. We get to the Royal, I get in there and the doctor's there, and we were on a ward then, it was the old Royal. We're on a ward and he says, he comes in with this monitor on a trolley, and it's all an old black and white kind of monitor thing. I was a bit like, what is this? We've gone back in time here. And even I could see it on this old black and white. Straight away I went, and I just looked at him, and I looked at Leah, looked at my mum, and I went, that's cancer, isn't it? And he went, can I ask? And he was, I don't know if I can say this, he was a coloured guy, but he went bright red. Do you know what I mean? He was angry. He said, who is your doctor? Where have you been for the last 10? I've looked at the notes. Where? He said, oh, he was really so angry. And I was like, am I supposed to be angry? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to react. I was like, he was really angry. He was like, and he was saying, you know, this is misdiagnosis. He said, love, it's the size of a watermelon. He was like,
no wonder the
he just did this at me. Yeah, he just did this at me, and he was, and I was like, yeah, I was like, and I was just looking at him going, no. I was like, it can't be. And the funny thing is, I went home that night, sat on my bed, and I think I watched the Graham Norton show. I don't think I've ever watched the Graham Norton show in my whole life. And I watched the whole of the Graham Norton show and was just sitting there going, no.
How was Leah with the news?
She was with a boyfriend, that's why I'd gone home, because they were spending the night together in the hospital. She was with a boyfriend. But
so they kept her in?
Yeah, we never left hospital for a long time after that day. Yeah, we never left, because she was so young as well, and it was so big, they wanted to operate and get it out straight away. But by the time you see the Royal, Liverpool Royal, they explain we don't operate on the spine, you go to a spine specialist. So we got sent to Oswestry, which I think
So what was her actual diagnosis?
In the hospital, the Royal won't diagnose it, but they know what it is, they can see. They had to go and then get a biopsy to tell you that it's cancer.
So what type of cancer?
Ewings Sarcoma. Yeah, so we got to Oswestry and they did the biopsy, even though as soon as we walked in.
So what does that mean for those that have never heard of that before?
Ewings Sarcoma, if I'm even 100% right myself, is bone cancer. Now, it's supposed to grow in the bones. But Leah's didn't. It grew off her bone. It
Was
grew off her
this
pelvic
her
bone.
pelvis,
Yeah,
yeah.
the left pelvis bone.
Yeah.
It grew off that. So by the time we got to Oswald Street and they wanted to go in and operate, it was too big. They couldn't see which part of the pelvic it was growing off. They could have. She would have probably ended up paralysed, not being able to walk, not being able. So they wanted to look at other options to give her a better lease of life because she was only so young. So yeah, we had, I think it was about 6 weeks at Oswald Street. They went through loads of different options of what to do. So we went to Oswald Street and they looked at every option that would be safest for Leah, and then they sent us to Clatterbridge, but literally in an ambulance from Oswald Street straight to Clatterbridge. Clatterbridge is Clatterbridge Cancer Centre. So by the time we got there, we were knackered. We looked like absolute. And Dr. Ali,
and it's such a whirlwind, isn't it?
Yeah, Dr. Ali, which became Leah's. We called him Dad. He became like Leah's. He was amazing.
Because it's a crazy world. Like I said, you try to find out what's wrong, and then you're thrown into a whirlwind of diagnosis and tests. And to the people giving you this information, they deal with this on a daily basis, whereas Leah, Dec, with the person they were before the diagnosis, and then all of a sudden you're being told, well, you now need this, you need this, you need... So, and your child almost becomes not yours, they become part of a system.
That's true. I know exactly what you mean there. I've talked about this before. You're going on to something there that's it really used to upset me. Leah was only 18, and they were making her sign things that she didn't have a clue. And I used to say, let me see that. And they'd go, you know, as if to say, no, she's 18. I'd say, ooh, no, let me see that. And I'd be like, and in the end, I didn't really understand it. So we'd sign everything. But later on, as the years went down the line.
You just hope and have trust, don't you? You hope that what you're signing is in their best interest, because a lot of it you might not understand. So you just have to have faith. So did they operate? No.
We nearly got operated. I don't know why we didn't operate. We nearly did. But that was the second time around. The first time it was just literally we're going to attack her with chemotherapy. Not attack her, but, you know, attack the cancer with chemotherapy, and then do we wanted proton beam, but we got told we had to go to Germany or America for all things like that. And then I don't know what happened, but out the blue, Dr. Ali just came in the room one day and said, "You're having proton beam in Manchester." We said, "What? Why?" And he said, "Because you're having it, just take it, get it." And I was like, "Brilliant, thank you."
And is that what got her into remission?
Yeah, she went into remission after that.
So for people, again, that haven't followed Leah's story via TikTok, Instagram, social media, how did Leah, was it 7 months?
Yeah.
Did you say, how did Leah portray herself in that 7 months? I know she can't
showed
talk
everything.
So how did she deal with having these forms of therapy?
It's, I think it was social media. So it started off, first of all, she just did a video lying in the bed, and it was the day she got her hair shaved. So she said, "Okay, hi, this is my first video." She said, "For those of you, you're probably wondering why I have no hair." She said, "I have something called Ewings Sarcoma. It's cancer."
Can we get that video?
Yeah, definitely.
So here is Leah in her own words.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose, hello everyone. My name's Leah Smith. I am 18 years old. And this is my first video on my YouTube channel. You're probably wondering, why do you have no hair if you don't know? I have a cancer called Ewings Sarcoma.
It started off that night, and she said, "I've been reading up and speaking to a lot of other girls who were going through my situation, and they've said, document it, do a journal." So she said, "So I'm going to start doing that." But I mean, Leah literally documented blood coming out of her nose, vomit, everything. I was like, "Leah, I don't think people show that online." "Oh, well, I am, dumb story." And I was like, "Oh God," but people...
That's what I was going to say. Leah's honesty,
Yeah.
her following just went...
Honestly, I used to think...
took Leah into their hearts
Yeah.
because of her honesty.
it must have been, because I can't see why, it must have been him. She was so, like, there was never setting up to do a video. I'd be there in me pyjamas, hair not even brushed, like heart in me, oh hi everybody, you know what I mean, camera in my face, and I'd be like, Leah, but she'd like, oh mum, they love you, shut up. And I'd go, what are you on about? And she'd go, no mum, you make them laugh, you know, shut up. And I'd be like, how did they even know about me? And then I'd go on a page and there'd be videos of me breakfast, videos of me going down.
Secret videos, because Dec had a few secret videos.
Yeah, it's not even secret videos. She'd be videoing and I'd be in the background. Like one where we went to get the iPads, and I'd been doing the garden all day. I had green, black mud all over my face. I've got a top on that's not very good for public. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's pulled up in the car with Andrew. Come on, Mum, we're going to get you an iPad. And I was like, what, really? And she's like, yeah. I've jumped in the car, okay, all right. And she's filmed, because she's got me and I'm in the back made up with me iPad like a big kid. And she's like this. I love make me mum laugh, and I lean forward going, everyone sees absolutely everything. I'm covered in mud, and that shared, and that went viral, 1.1 million people or something.
Really?
I was like, oh my God. But then I laughed, I thought, no, that's why she was liked. I think that's what.
She was real.
Yeah, it was it was life, what's happening right now, not let me.
And there is so many social media influencers where it's clothes, houses, career.
Yeah.
You know, where people are suffering silently with terminal conditions. And, you know, I have no. We've just sat and we've had breakfast together and shared stories. Oh my gosh, I think Leah and Dec would have really been good friends because there is so many similarities between them, just like there is between us. Yeah. And the way they held their condition, it didn't define them, but they were able to use it for good to try to help other people. Yeah,
definitely,
And in Leah sharing her story, it didn't glamorise cancer. No. It showed every bloody side of it, and that is why people warmed to her.
Yeah.
So I bet when she was in remission, it was just.
I always say remission was the worst part.
Really?
The scariest.
Okay.
Because when she was getting treatment, you're busy, you're active, and you're fighting. So you're fighting the cancer. You're constantly at the hospital having treatment. Remission. You're in remission now, come for 3 months for a scan. The in between them 3 months is like, it used to be, okay, we've got good scan results, let's go on holiday, let's go for a meal, let's take Orla out, let's go to the park, the pub in the park.
Yeah, so in between all of this, obviously, you've given birth to Orla as well.
In between those scans, it was always, okay, let's keep busy. I'd say about 3 weeks before them scans are coming up, Leah would go down, I'd go down, we'd all go down, it'd be, oh, what if it's back? Or, now, in between all of that going on, Leah still had no immune system because of, obviously, treatment and everything. So, in between all of that, she'd get a cold, which would turn into a chest infection, and we'd have to be in hospital having IV drip.
And that's the hard part, isn't it?
And I'd be like, we're in hospital more now than we were when you had cancer. And I'd be like, oh my God, this is just...
And being a mom of a teenager in hospital's hard work, isn't it? Because it's like your life's on hold. You're surrounded with all these strangers. You become friends with other parents that normally, you know, you've got nothing in common with. You know, you're all wandering around kind of a little, really overtired. You're sleeping on a Z bed. There's that smell. You know, the smell. So, you know, you're not just dealing with the emotions, you are physically exhausted. And you're trying to keep hold of every second with your child because... You know, there's always in the back of your mind what ifs. So how long was Leah in remission for?
15 months. 15 months, and then it's funnily enough, she just went out on a night out. She came home that night with Andrew, and she just said, oh God, Mum, I've got a terrible hangover here. But Leah wasn't a drinker. She did, I think in them 15 months, she was partying, but because she felt like, I'm free, I'm done, and but she wasn't that much of a drinker, not enough to have a hangover that like she had. And then she kept saying, oh, this pain, Mum, I've got this pain here. And I looked at Andrew, and Andrew said, I'm going to take her to hospital. And I said, I think we best had, you know, just to be sure. And he said, okay. 3 days later, we get told, no, it was the cancer back in her lung. It had travelled up to her lungs now. And I was just like, oh. And then as soon as they said the lung as well, I think I knew there and then. I was like, nobody beats lung cancer. Not that I know of anyway. I was like, we're not beating this now. We've beat it once. We're not going to beat it twice. And that's when I really, really dived into just living life then, because I was like, we've got no other chances. This is it.
But it's hard because you also don't believe that for 1 minute they can be taken away from you.
No, I keep going to my doctors. I keep saying, I think I'm schizophrenic, or there's 2 of me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not just one person. I'm like, something's going on here, because one hand I'll talk and say, I didn't believe she was going to die. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't accept it. I knew it was coming, but it didn't make it any easier or any better. And then on the other hand, I planned the funeral and everything.
It is. It's
There's
hard.
2 people, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Definitely.
And I do keep asking my doctor, have I lost the plot? And have I got
That's how you feel.
schizophrenia? But he's like, you haven't, it's called grief.
It's called grief, and grief affects so many, you know, it doesn't just affect you mentally, it affects your nervous system, which then affects you physically. Like the hospital want me to have a stoma because my digestive system has just gone, I'm not working anymore. You've lost deck.
Yeah.
Your heart's broken. And I'm not going to work. It does affect you physically. I know you said that you had a physical effect.
I've just after she died, I peeled like a snake, and I was like, what is wrong with me? But the doctor said that's physical grief. I grew weird white lines all on my eyes. The doctors have done every test possible and can't figure out what it is, so now they're putting that down to grief. Just loads of things. The pain, I lose all feeling in my wrists and my right hand side. It just completely goes on. The pain is unbelievable. So I really did think of, if you heard of fibromyalgia?
Fibromyalgia, which can be brought on by trauma.
I really did think is that, but that comes and goes. So I don't actually know what that one is. It's all physical with me. Now, before Leah before Leah got ill, I was more of a suffered with my mental health. I was more mentally astray and mentally had problems. Since Leah's passed away, my mental is not in forgetting thing and bad with that, but I mean, I seem so much more positive and I've got this drive inside me, this fire that I never used to have.
Do you know what? It's so bizarre.
I've gone the opposite way round.
I feel that a lot of the positive things about Dec are now in me.
Yeah.
Dec was a lot more chilled back than I am.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm now more chilled back. Especially with the ADHD, fiery little madam. You know, if I couldn't do stuff as an adult, throw things at the Christmas tree because I couldn't decorate it properly, got thrown across the room. Now, I don't feel anger anymore.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's weird, and I feel like the best bits of Dec are in me. Like, in many ways, he really is just walking this journey beside me, because I do not know how I have the strength to do 90% of the things I do.
I know. It's like, I was worried about doing this podcast because I thought she's going to ask me how do I feel, and I can't tell her. Because
there's no words in the dictionary, is there?
There's not. I don't feel anything. I just feel proud of it. Then I feel sad. Then I get really upset. Then I'm proud again. Then I don't feel one feeling at once.
Weird.
It's a total of feelings.
Well, the way I said it to one of my friends was, no, it wasn't one of my friends, it was my counsellor. I have bereavement counselling, and she was in hysterics because of the way I describe things. I feel like I'm on a different planet now. So you've got Earth, where I have to almost pretend to be someone different to try to fit in and make other people feel comfortable. But then when I go on a grief retreat or anything like that, it's like, yes, I'm back in my home planet. I can be me. I can cry. I can snotty cry. I can ugly cry. I can laugh. I can be not judged because I'm around my people that get it. And it's kind of liberating. The one and only time I've truly, truly had fun since losing Deck is around a load of crazy grievers where we're all just feeling like our people are there, and we danced and we sang and we were silly, and I was like, thank you for giving me this feeling that Deck is with me. And it's so hard when you don't feel you belong on the planet anymore.
What I find hard is anything enjoyable I do or try to do with Ola or with Liam, it's always, I'll make it about Leah. Everything's about Leah, and I'm like, I can't live the rest of my life like this. I'm gonna go mentally insane if I can't even have one day out or one enjoyable time, and if I don't make that about Leah, I feel so guilty. So
the thing is like in me doing the training to be a holistic grief coach, it's absolutely fine to have Leah in every single day of your life. It's just kind of channeling it. And you're doing it with people that love Leah too, that are missing Leah too. So you have nothing to feel guilty about.
It is. It's just, you think, oh God, I'm doing okay, but you know deep down you're not. One thing my friend said to me, she's my best friend from childhood, and she said everyone's ringing her and asking her, how's Jeni, and she said she looks fine, but she's not fine. And I thought, well, you're the first person who's actually admitted to me that you know how I'm feeling.
And acknowledged it, My best friend, she's made some comments. She'll say, you are the most depressed person I know, but you're the most hilarious. Because I think the way we can express things can seem quite cutting or quite blunt. But we say it in a funny way somehow. You know, I somehow make her laugh.
I think I don't know, I'm quite a giggly person anyway, and I just think, you know what, the life's too serious, the world's too serious. Everyone's going to lose the plot if they don't just put all that in a box and just try and have a little bit of a giggle, because you're going to send yourself mentally insane. It's like...
Well, I know, again from our chat earlier, that you almost had a special little moment with Leah when she passed away. Are you all right to talk about that?
Yeah, that's fine. It was weird with Leah because literally we knew that she was going to go. Leah had gone unconscious for a couple of days before she passed away, and every day we were checking with the nurses, what are obs, what's a liver function, what's
and
this,
isn't that
what's
mad
that?
as well? As a parent, you know what a liver function
I
is,
know,
and you know what the right numbers are. You become... It's weird, isn't it? What
isn't
you know.
it? Every night, she's fine, everything's functioning, so we'd go home. Andrew always stayed with her anyway. And the morning that Leah passed away, I always promised her, I won't leave you, I'll be there, you know, I'm your mum.
Was she scared, can I ask?
We don't know. Yeah, she was, but she wouldn't show it. But I'd say she was. She was very scared, she was petrified. But she would not show that.
Deck said he was scared and he couldn't articulate that properly.
No.
It would be kind of, I wish I had your faith, because what if there's nothing after? That's what he would say. And, you know, I would try to kind of comfort him, but how are we meant to know how they feel? We're not the ones in that
I remember the nurse saying once Leah was hallucinating off all the medication and she was freaking out, and I was going to her, well, what does it feel like? And the nurse come in, and I was saying to her, does it feel like this? And then I'm going to all my family in the room, she must feel like this, she must feel like that, and the nurse just went to me, you don't know what she's feeling, and you're never going to, and the lot of yous stop.
Yeah.
And she was like, Leah, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. And I just looked like, oh yeah, we're saying we can't do that. We'll never know.
Yeah.
We can't ever say that we'll know how she's feeling, and I never will.
And that's it.
Say
and
that I
think,
knew how she felt.
Like, Dex struggled when people would tell him how he should feel.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because when he was very first diagnosed, they said 18 was kind of the average age. But because of how things have come along, there's people in their 40s having children, all sorts. And people would try to sugarcoat it by saying, well, remember when you were first diagnosed, they said 18 and you're now 24.
Yeah.
Like, would you say you cannot tell someone who has been given a terminal prognosis of potentially 6 months how they should be feeling.
No.
You know, that is just not right, and it's downright disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know, and how outsiders can just say those things as to how you should feel.
The only way I can try and understand they don't understand.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to say I didn't until Leah got cancer.
Yeah.
You just don't get it.
No.
It's really strange. Everything changes, and you change, your child changes, everything changes, and people...
You change together, don't you?
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
You know, what was before,
Yeah.
but then you change together and you grow.
Yeah.
As your child's condition progresses, you grow with it.
Yeah.
Don't you? It's
You were
weird.
saying before about us as parents now understand all the lingo of the doctors, which we do, yeah. But also, I forgot what I was saying that then. All of us understand the doctors. About speaking to them. It's like, I forgot what I was saying.
It's all right. Take your time.
It's like you were saying about them speaking to them not knowing how they feel. I forgot now. It's okay, we'll... you were saying it before about that, and it coming
And this is it. Brain fog.
Yeah, of course.
How many
It's
times
because
did I do it?
I've opened the door, so I've
Yeah.
gone into the where was we, what happened, what was she doing, what was she saying, and then it's just like, oh God. I forgot what we were talking about with that now, but it might come back to me in a bit.
It comes back to you.
It probably will. But it's just such... You think it's being strong and it's being brave, but it's not. You've just got to do it.
It's survival.
You'd run out the door if you could. You'd run away.
And that's it. If someone says to you, well, you're being so strong.
There's no strength whatsoever involved in this.
Yeah.
This isn't being strong. This is...
Being a mom.
Yeah. I also sometimes think as well, like, you know, the way in school they'll do sex education. Now, they don't do that right. Just give these teenagers a baby that's going to scream for 10 hours or
put 'em off.
Show a boy what it does to your girlfriend's body. It will put them off. Or talk about this. You're not going to have a baby and it's going to be all happy days. It's not all happy. Things can happen along the way, and I think that needs to be changed.
So on that day, you were saying you were at home, you had done your nightly checks, what's her liver function test, you were happy enough going home.
Yeah.
It wasn't imminent.
Yeah, it wasn't. We weren't getting told it was going to be there or then. We did get told she might be like this for quite a while. So we just went home thinking it was just a normal day. We'll be back in tomorrow.
Because that's the key thing here, is to you, this becomes a normal day.
Yeah, that is.
And that's where we are so different from other people. Our normal is totally not normal.
Yeah.
It is not normal to be washing your 20 to 24-year-old child. It is not normal to have your main friendship group as a load of nurses and consultants.
Yeah.
But it becomes our normal.
Yeah.
So to us, it's our everyday life.
It is. It is. And what's funny is loads of people say, well, she's out of pain now, it's over, all that fighting you did, it's gone. I'd do anything to go back to all that fighting and pain. That's probably not what Leah would want, to go back to it all. If it is true and you do go somewhere lovely, then she is in a lovely sunflower field right now, but I
Your
don't
pain
care.
is just, it's...
My pain's still there, I didn't die.
And that's what I feel like. When
It's like-
people say, at least Deck's out of pain,
Yeah.
I just want to, my 5-year-old self wants to go, but I'm in pain.
Not, yeah. I'm
in so much pain now,
Yeah.
but no one can see it,
No.
and most people don't care.
Yeah.
That my heart is struggling to function. I have
Yeah.
palpitations regularly. You know, my body is giving up because it's not got its favourite person here.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't want Deck back in pain.
No.
I want Deck back before...
You want your normality back, which was the hospital, the dealing with everything. That's normal to
Because
us. This
that's-
isn't normal.
Yeah.
Whereas someone else would go, well, it's not normal to be in a hospital all day and
Yeah,
have a child
yeah.
in pain. But to
Because
us, that is
becomes
normal.
your... I think when you lose a child who has either had a condition from birth or like Deck, you know, like we found out when he was nearly 8, but we knew there was only one end result, or, you know, there's a diagnosis of cancer or something. You don't start preparing for their death then by any stretch of the imagination, because you're too busy adapting to the changes that are happening within your family dynamics.
Yeah.
You're living with so much hope that they are going to be the one that proves everyone wrong, that it still hits you
Yeah.
like a ton of bricks
Yes.
when it happens,
Yes, it
because
does.
you don't prepare.
Yeah.
You can't prepare. You're too busy living.
Yeah.
You're too busy hoping.
Yeah. It is. It's the morning that Leah died, I wasn't with her. I was on the phone to Liam. Andrew had called me FaceTime, and I said, turn the phone to her. He just said, it's gone really loud, Jenny. I said, turn the phone to her, but obviously he was panicking. He turned the phone to the wall. But I was shouting, Leah, I'm on my way. You're going to be okay. And little does it know, at that second that we were having that conversation, she went. It was in a split second. She was gone. I again got ready to go and watch my daughter die. Why would you do that? In the bath, the lot,
Because it's
did
not
me hair.
normal. You should never have to say that sentence.
Yeah,
So
like,
how can anyone say what you should and shouldn't do?
no, I got in the bath, I got ready, I phoned my brother, I said, can you take me to the hospital? He said, yeah. We were driving to the hospital, and I walked out of the lift, and I was explaining to you before, they do a half semicircle, which I'd
which I
seen
didn't know.
for 6 years, and always wondered why they did that. It's when they passed away in the meeting, at the, entrance. I still didn't realise she died. I saw the half semicircle, they all shook my hand, and they told me Andrew was in the room. Obviously he was really upset. I said, oh, was he had a breakdown? Still didn't click. Went into the room with Andrew. I've got him in my arms, snot everywhere. Sorry, Andrew, but snot everywhere. And then I'm like, Andrew, we can do this. And then I just looked up, and in the end, the doctors just went, Jenny!
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
'Cause
Like,
obviously they had got to know you pretty well
they
by
were
this
like,
point.
and I just looked at them and went, what? And they were like, she's gone. And I was like,
How?
no.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? So I went, well, can I see it? And they were like, yeah, come on, we'll take you in. So they've grabbed me, your legs are going to go like jelly, you might feel faint, you might vomit, go to the toilet, there's bags if you want to be sick and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm walking through with them. It's on, isn't it? I'm walking through with them, and as soon as they opened the door and I saw it in the bed, I went, get off me. And I was like, it's not Leah. Like that. And they were all looking at me like, no, that is
Like
Leah,
you were
Jenny. Yeah, they were looking at it and they were like, no, that is Leah, Jenny. And I was like, it's not Leah, that, guys. I was like, that is not Leah. I was like,
why would you want to believe it?
no, I just went, that is just a body riddled in cancer.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, dead shocked. And then I stood up and did a big speech and thanked them all individually for all the different times they've been in Leah's life, and they must have been looking at me going, what is this woman doing? But I wasn't prepared for there to go whatsoever, and I had 6 years of knowing that she was going to go.
Do you know what I had? It was actually a dad said to me, he lost his little girl who was 2, and he said, if someone told you in a couple of months, I'm going to take your arm off, sever your arm, would you start feeling the pain when they tell you it's going to happen? Are you going to start preparing for life with only one arm? No, you're just going to try to carry on.
Yeah.
So when they chop it off 2 weeks later, have you come to terms with it? Absolutely not.
No.
And he put it like that to me, and I was like, do you know what? You've got a point.
That is a really good way
because
of
how
looking at it.
can you prepare? Because for me, I feel like someone is constantly stabbing and squeezing my heart.
Yeah.
How could I have prepared for that? How could I have known that? Because I'll be honest, to me, my minuscule preparation for losing Deck was after his funeral. I'm going to join him anyway.
Yeah.
So for me to be sat here 22 months later, even I didn't know how I was going to be.
Yeah.
And I'm not still here because the pain is any less. I'm still here because I'm still talking about Deck. So to me, he is still with me.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's I'm the same with Leah. Every time Leah's little sunflowers, I really do want to get this caravan.
Yeah, tell me more.
Yeah, I really want to get the caravan. I really want to make this.
So what's this caravan? I know I already know.
Yeah, so
it's very
basically,
exciting.
yeah,
I'm really
this
excited.
is why I'm really glad I've met you, because when you said with Deck, you'd get him in the van and up and out. That's all we could do with Leah. They get to the point where they're that poorly, they can't really go for a walk, they can't do any.
You can go for a drive.
Yeah, we can sit on the couch and play Roblox. We couldn't even eat in the end because she wasn't eating.
Same.
But you could go for a drive, or we were lucky, we had my dad in Wales, so we could go to Wales. And when she passed away, and I saw how many people really cared for her.
Tell me about this, because I know that we've discovered the difference between a condition like Duchenne's and a condition that's so well known and so many people can identify
with cancer.
Cancer, because it sounds like people flooded you.
I think with what it was with Leah is it's a child with cancer as well, isn't it? It just it pulls on the heartstring and that's it. But
this has continued, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's after she's passed away. They love all her and me and Liam, and I'm always getting messages. What are you up to now? And where are you going? And what? What are you doing? And I'm like, wow. I'm like, they really like want to know. They really care. All their happy birthday of people we I don't know them. Do you know what I mean? They don't know me. It is really strange, but they really, and they always say like about Leah. You were always in the background, Jenny. You think we don't know you, but we do. And Leah always spoke about you, but you don't know that because you didn't go on social media. And they're always like, you don't understand, Jenny. We probably know more about you than you know yourself. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what's Leah shared? But they're just so supportive. It's unbelievable. They really care. And we're talking about these. It's like, I do really believe that this is why Leah's it's not, I didn't create Leah's little sunflowers, they did. Leah's followers did. She created them. Yeah. But because she used to call them my little sunflowers, and that's where Leah's little sunflowers, the name came from. Because one day I just woke up and got a memory on my phone on this day, 2022, and it's Leah. And she's saying, I'm getting a little tattoo of a sunflower here, guys. I know yours.
Yeah,
I keep spotting it and going in the sunflower tattoo. She said, and you were all my little sunflowers or something. So in my head, I was like, Leah's little sunflowers was not created by one person. It wasn't created by me and Liam. By far, me and Liam just go with the flow.
But it sounds like
we're just like, well, is this what you want to do? Yeah, we'll do that then.
The essence of Leah created these little sunflowers.
And it was her followers, because after she died, that morning I've got there and I just said to Andrew, I knew how, because I think I posted something about a month before she passed away, because Leah asked me to, saying, would you just let everybody know? She couldn't go on a phone. She thought she had a phone in her hand and there was no phone. She was going, hi, and I was like, there's no phone there. But so she asked me to, could I post it? It was the last time she'd actually said, post this.
Yeah.
And then she went not very good after that. But I literally say on it, Leah just wants me to thank you all. Thank you for the past 5 years. Thank you for everything you have done, blah, blah, blah. So that's the last time you probably saw me on anything off me on social media. The day after she dies, I post, and I think it was a picture of Leah modelling, and it's that song, Where Are You Now? I've put that up on it, and I've never had a post like this. We usually get 5 likes and 2 comments, and it was bing, 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 blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm going to Liam, what do I do with this? And Liam's like, Mum, say thank you, that's everyone. And I went, wow. And I went, Liam, she's loved. And Liam was like, Mum, did you not realise? And I was like, no. I was like, I've been that wrapped up in the diagnosis and everything else.
You're busy being a mom.
I went, oh my God, she's amazing, isn't she? Look what she's done. And that's when I wanted the phone. That's when I said, "Here's a phone. I want to see everything." She's not here now. I'm having a nose, you know what I mean? Because I'd never go into a privacy without her asking. But once she was gone, I was like, I need to know. And I went in the phone, and I just couldn't believe it. It was just Leah. Anyway, I
did that, you know. I found out how many families that had young lads with Duchenne's that was supporting the parents.
It's mad, isn't it? It's strange.
Of saying like, this is kind of how it is, but look at me, I've learnt to drive. Don't write your child off. They can still have an amazing life. And what an incredible thing to find out your child was doing.
It was.
It was incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And also going back to being the young mum and always worrying and always battling in my own mind.
Did we?
I get all these messages, it all came from you, you're a mum. And I'm like, no, it never, you know. I'm like, no, it come from Leah, but it must have come from me. I brought her up. I'm the one. There was no dad, there was no... And I always think, my mum and dad helped out a lot with leading Liam, I wasn't. But it did, that came from me. And I think... together, Leah made me a better person, so I pushed that onto Leah. Then this is where the soulmate comes in, and this is where... I cannot
get over how bloody similar we are. It's crazy.
I tell Liam every single day, Liam, I love you and all just as much as Leah. You know that, don't you? I say there's no difference in how much I love you all, but Leah was a girl, and I've grown up with her, and she was the fit. It's weird. It's soulmate kind of business. It's really strange.
I truly, with every essence of my being, believe Dec and I are soulmates. And I know that's why he came to me. I've never thought, why did I get a child with a disability? I know why. You know, and I don't regret having him at the age I did, because when, you know, if I was trying to lift a disabled adult in my 50s, 60s, it would have been harder.
So that's why,
I know why I have been given this life. Don't get me wrong, I am broken. I'm, you know, and I think another similarity with us is because we are very animated in the way we speak. People can portray it that we're not bothered.
No, I know.
But they don't see the other side of when we are literally curled up in a ball, sobbing, that ugly cry. Probably every day. You know, people don't see that. They might see this. And this is because we're talking about Leah and Dec, and that warms our hearts and gives us a reason, a purpose. That's what puts a smile on our face.
It does, It's, I cry every single day, every single day.
Same.
But it can be for half a second. It can be for half an hour.
And when you cry that much, you have that headache. And
your head bangs.
But you somehow feel a little bit lighter afterwards.
A little bit liberate. It's
like,
weird.
it's okay.
And then I
go,
I'll cry, and then I'll say to her, I'm like, sorry, Lee. And then I'm like, why am I apologising to Leah for crying over here dying? I don't get it. But
I do the same, and then I'll go, but you'll know I'll cry because you know what I'm like, because you know me better than anyone. And that's another thing people say, trying to be helpful. Dec would want you to be happy. Dec would want you to be living.
Leo, no.
And I'm like, that's all right. It's like, how well did you know Dec? This person's saying this. but B, Dec is that one person that would be like, my mum feels this way because us being apart is torture.
Yeah.
He's the one person that would understand it.
Yeah. Leah used to, like I said, she was a firecracker. If she was going to say it, she was going to say it. And in the last couple of weeks, months even, she didn't, I don't think she wanted people to see her. She was failing, you know, she fell over a good few times, she was covered in bruises, and she started pushing people away. People would want to come and help clean the flat, do this, do that, and she'd say, no mum, just you. And I was getting a bit like, oh, I was like, Leah, I need some help here, you know, like not just all me, it's too much, because I also had Orla, like, and Orla's autistic, so I had that going on. And I was a bit like, God, Leah, can we just let other people in? But then she'd be like, I don't want them here because they've said this one day, or they've done that. And then after she passed away, I kept every one of them people away. Because I was like, no, well, Leah didn't want you there. And then when I spoke to a counsellor, they said, no, Leah, that was deaf agitation. Leah didn't mean any of that. She didn't mean it. Don't, because I was like that at the end. Why are we pushing everyone away? These are all your friends and they've been here forever. Why don't you want them here now? I was like, ugh. But apparently that's just deaf agitation. And it happens and they get like that. But I felt I took all of Leah's feelings on. So if Leah didn't like that person, I don't like that person. Whereas when Leah was alive and she's going, I don't like them, I go, shut up, Leah. They're nice, blah, blah, blah. But after she died, I was like, okay, I can't speak to you now because Leah didn't like you. And I'm like, it's like you take all of their feelings on, so you know them and they know you, and you still, they die, but that doesn't.
That's the whole thing. The
and it's so hard to have, they're still wrapped around your heart, but not here. And you're like, oh, get off me then, because I'm not getting nothing else.
It's
you know?
hard, it's so hard. But I want to, in typical ADHD fashion, we're like digressing to here, there and everywhere, which is great. But I want to make sure that you explain about Leah's little sunflowers and what the money being raised is going towards, because that's super important.
So again, me and Liam have not, it just happened. It was all the followers. It's because of Leah. It was because of Miss British Isles and Howard. He helped us set everything up. It just happened, and in my head I was like, the one thing, as soon as Leah got bad news, she'd look at me and I'd go, let's go. Whether it was Wales, the beach, we did go to Amsterdam and Leah did go to Lanzarote. We'd just get up and go. So I thought in my head, what can I raise money for? No cancer research, there's enough of that. The hospitals don't need it, the beautiful places. I thought the patient and the parents, that's who need something.
Not families.
Yeah, the families, the patients, the parents, they're what need money. I was like, they're what need help, and what do they need? Somewhere they can get to, somewhere they can go to. An adapted caravan, because obviously wheelchairs, Leah was in a wheelchair as well. Adapted caravan. And I thought, right, how do we do this then? And then I was like, charity. And I was like, oh, I wouldn't know where to start with that. But you know what? It's not a charity where I do need the money for the caravan. We do need to get this caravan. I need to snap out of it. But
it's hard. Remember, like me, you're grieving. And it's like you've got this desire to make this happen. But just be gentle on yourself with what you're dealing with.
Yeah. The way I try to make it happen is by holding fun days, get everyone together who wants to be there and remember Leah, who wants to talk about Leah, who wants to take part in it.
And the link for Leah's little sunflowers is in the description, so if people have heard your story and want to contribute, where are you hoping this will be?
The caravan.
Yeah.
We've got a few places. There's either going to be Wales, which is in Pwllheli, or we can do Southport.
Yeah.
Because that's close to home. It's close to Clatterbridge, you see.
And in what way will you be making it accessible?
Wheelchair access, every accessibility you need.
Yeah.
It'd fly if I had my way.
Yeah. Because from our discussions, it sounds like you want to give the gift of somewhere that a family with a child with a terminal prognosis, a place to be a family.
Yeah, definitely. Just be normal.
Yeah.
Just be what is naughty. This is what we were talking about before. Your normal becomes the hospital. Well, that's not fair, because that's not normal. Give them a weekend away just to be normal.
Because that's
Take them out that hospital, because you'll end up like us. It's normal to sit in hospital all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so not. It's normal to get up and be a family and go and do that.
So Leah's Little Sunflowers was created by Leah, and Leah's love for life.
Yeah.
And her desire to be authentic Leah.
Yeah.
But the legacy is continuing through you and your voice.
Yeah. I did. I just felt in my head, Leah, what can I do to help other people, what we've just gone through? And I just thought straight away, give them somewhere to go to. That's not home, because it's either home or hospital, home, hospital. Especially with Leah, it was lockdown. Oh. I was just like, what? We're trapped in here all day? I was like,
But the funny thing is, Dec and I spoke about, I'm not in a place I can do it yet, because I wouldn't know how to set up a charity, and
that's what I mean. I had help.
No one's came forward to try to help me with it. But Dec and I wanted to set up Wishes and Wheels, and that would include making this van incredible, so that it can take people to their wishes instead of being stuck in the back of a taxi.
Yeah, definitely.
That because a wheelchair user can remain in their own chair, and it's the only time Dec's chair would ever move, would be for a wheelchair user to be in the front. I want to get my track licence so I can take them out. The fact I used to be a kids entertainer, if their favourite character is Elsa, I will be dressed as Elsa and we'll play Frozen. But we also wanted to provide holiday homes where people can just be a family. So it's crazy
that we are paths have crossed. You see, we could really help each other out. You have the transport, because that's what I was about to say. I was saying Southport, because Clatterbridge Cancer Centre is in Liverpool, and the train, it's 10 minutes on the train up to Southport then.
And we've lived it. We know what really makes somewhere wheelchair accessible. We know the little things that can make a parent feel seen as well. Because when you are a parent of someone that's got a terminal prognosis, you don't matter. Like, everything is about your child. You forget to look after yourself.
You do.
And when someone gives you a thoughtful gift, it means the world. So to provide a place where even that there's a dishwasher, so the parents aren't washing up, it's those little things where they can just be a family.
It's just getting away, isn't it? Getting out of it. Soon as Leah would be driving out of Liverpool, it was like everything lifted, and we'd just have fun times. And I'd be looking, going, she's all right, you know, like.
That's the hard thing, isn't it? When take them out of hospital, or, you know, the hospital bed, or for Dec, like the day he passed away, taking him out of his bed, he's back in his wheelchair, we're on a drive. You don't feel that any of it's real. No.
It's weird, isn't it? It's not until you're back at that desk with Dr. Ali. And I used to go to Dr. Ali, oh, we love but hate you. And he'd be like...
And that's it. You form friendships and bonds with these nurses, these consultants. You educate yourself about stuff that you would never normally know. And I am very blessed. Like, the home care system really neglected Dec, and we've had some horrendous experiences. But we had one carer, Claire, who stayed with us for years. She knew Dec when he was still at school. She only did like getting him up out of bed, but she was a consistency. And we had this fantastic nurse, Katerina, who said, God, out of this whole thing, this is the only time that I've wanted to cry. She said it was a privilege to be Dec's hands. And she was doing it for the right reasons. Whilst we had an influx of carers, nurses coming and going that were doing it for the money, not because they cared about the person. And then all of a sudden, when you lose them, you lose those people as well.
You do.
And that's tough, isn't it?
We had nurses, I mean, this is how much I know they'd love Leah. They had jobs to be doing and they weren't. They were lying in that bed with Leah, hugging her and cuddling her and stroking her hair. And I'd come in and be like, I never felt bad leaving or going. I had to go home because they had all out. And again, Andrew would stay with Leah every night and I'd go home in the night to do the school run.
I've been lucky, although I'm not lucky to have lost my other child, like a stillborn. I'm lucky in the respect that whenever Dec was in hospital, well, my life revolved around Dec. I didn't have to worry, so that must have been a whole other strain that you were enduring.
I think I used to worry about that more than everything else. I'd be like, well, even with Leah, what's Ola doing? Even with Ola, what's Leah doing? I can't. In the end, Ola would come to the hospital though as well. Ola knew she wasn't. It was Ola's life because she was only 6 months old. When Leah, so Ola loved it. She got spoiled rotten. She did. Jelly
grief is just, like we've been saying, grief is just a whole funny thing. And then when you add the layer,
if I'm honest with you, if someone asked me to describe grief, I'd say it's lies. You're always lying. I'm fine. And you just, it's like, I just want it to all stop. I wish we all could have gone with Leah. This isn't the world anymore. I keep thinking, right, okay, it's been over a year, are we going to go to college? Are we going to go back to work? What are we going to do with ourselves? And the second to go like that with me toe, to put it in the water, I go,
it's frightening.
I'm like, I'll stay back on the cancer train, thank you.
And it's like, doing this podcast is, don't get me wrong, the editing side of it and everything is really hard, and I really struggle with it. This is the easiest bit. Because I'm talking to someone that's on my planet.
It's like I said to you in the message this morning, I can't wait to come and see it. I need to talk. And I said, and I know why, because I know you've come here to listen to me talk. So that's fine. Sometimes, like when I'm with friends and that, I think, I'm going on about Leah again. And then, or they'll tell me something's happening and I go, oh, Leah did that. And then I'm like, it's not about...
They could literally say,
anything.
Oh, there's a dog, which I'm literally seeing outside the van. Oh, Dec has a dog, Murphy. Because that's the only way
and as soon as you go,
to cope.
Leah, I go, oh, stop it. They don't want to know. Even, I've just been on a holiday with Ola, and now... It was a holiday that I booked last year for me and Ola, but it came from Leah again. I'm doing a post, it's about Leah. I thought, I can't even go on holiday with Ola and it's not about Leah. I was like, everything's about Leah and I don't know how to.
But you don't need to. And I think that's the key thing. Even if society makes you feel that way, if you don't feel you want to, don't let anyone make you feel you've got to do something. Because society as a whole haven't lost a child. They've not seen the horrendous things we've seen. You need to do what helps you get through the day.
I think that about Leah's Little Sunflowers, because I'm not business minded whatsoever or mentally clever enough to be running businesses or anything. But when I think, no, we need to stop this, what am I doing? I just need to grieve, I'm exhausted, blah, blah, blah. I think to myself, I can't stop Leah's Little Sunflowers because that's stopping Leah. And cancer took Leah, but I'm not letting anything else take anything that's to do with Leah. If I can keep Leah's until the day I die, I can keep it going. I couldn't stop the cancer from killing her, but I can keep Leah's Leah, so I will do that. It's the drive.
And that's, again, that's the heart of this podcast, is our children's legacies are the way that they're going to continue living. And living in the most beautiful way of helping other people. And I have loved meeting you. Definitely. And hearing about Leah as well, because I didn't, because I wasn't allowed on TikTok. I've just took Declan's social media on, so I wasn't following Leah's story or anything, but she sounds like the kind of person I'd really get on with. She was funny. She sounds crackers, and she's like because, you.
Their generation is all social media minded and we weren't. And then Leah passes away, I spot what social media can actually do, because without social media, Leah's little sunflowers would be nothing.
And you see you see that there is a positive
There
side.
there really
There
is.
is still
but
a negative,
yeah.
but we need to
I've had
focus on the
one
positive.
negative comment about Leah's little sunflowers in the whole year I've had it running, and it was off a lady from America. And I was just like, hello. I was like, how are you? And she was fuming because she wanted to be angry and she wanted to have a go at me for what I'm doing. And I thought, I'm not here to please anyone. I'm just here so I can shout Leah's name. I was like,
Do you know
that's
what
all
I
I'm
had?
doing.
It was about a week after Dec died, and I had been probably through grief, did not know what to do with my grief, so I started documenting it and posting it to try to help other people grieving. And my good friend Emily had been helping me. Well, she was both of our friends.
Yeah.
And someone had sent a message via YouTube saying, like, you need to get over it, we're all fed up of hearing about Dec, Syston don't want to know anything about Declan, like, really mean. And Emily looked into it and she was like, this person has just created a YouTube
To comment,
and then they sent another one, so Emily showed me how to block it. And I just thought, if you've got nothing nice to say, how about button it?
Yeah. The good old expression, isn't it? If you've got nothing nice to say, don't say it.
Yeah, don't say it, because you don't have to watch, you don't have to listen. Like this podcast, people do not have to listen to this. They don't have to watch it, but the people that need it, the people that need to know they're not alone, the people that loved Leah and want to hear more about her story in your words, the door is open to them and they can come in and enjoy our craziness that we've just had in this past hour.
I know.
All about love, life and loss, and how they are still continuing through us.
Yeah. The day before Leah got cancer, if I saw a child on social media with cancer, or someone spoke to me, my nan's got cancer, I'd go, have they? Wouldn't second thought it. I wouldn't go watching a podcast about it, and I wouldn't be interested, but I wouldn't have a go at it.
You wouldn't have a go, and that's the key thing.
It's just that you're not interested in that, so you go and do what you're interested in.
Exactly. No one's making you, and it's the old saying as well, you know, you've not walked a day in my shoes.
No,
How can
and I wouldn't
comment?
blame and wish anyone on it.
No, I wouldn't. But it's brought us together through our grief, and I'm excited to see what develops, you know, and hopefully I can come on board in some way of making this caravan become a reality.
Do you know what, as we were talking then, my mind was clicking.
It was going,
hang on a minute,
I can
you've
help.
got that, I've got that.
Yeah,
I was like,
how we can create something special together.
Yeah. And bring it all together as well, because you've also, when we were talking, you were saying, like, with Leah, it was a child with cancer, so of course you went boom. With Dec, it's his diagnosis, it's not spoke about it. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
There we go, I couldn't pronounce
So
that.
a rare muscle wasting condition.
That's what we need to do, bring it all together, because I know everyone's heading the same way on this planet. We all are heading towards death. But some of us have been given this life where our children have been given whatever diagnosis it is. It's the same ending. So it's all the same situation. So we need to help each other.
It's about kindness. It all went boom with Caroline Flack. You know, whatever, you can be anything in this world, be kind. Why is that already being forgotten? People are still dying. People are still committing suicide because of people being mean. People are still left feeling rubbish because of people's negativity and horrible words. If you can't be nice, just shut up.
I know.
But I'm so glad that we've met, and I think some beautiful things are going to come from this.
Yeah, definitely.
So join me.
Get our little minds going.
Yeah. So next week I will be joined by Esther, who is the mom of Brianna, who was cruelly murdered just for being herself. She well documented the fact that she was transgender, and in being open and authentic, people decided that, just like what we were speaking about, that she didn't deserve to live anymore. So I will be joined by Esther, finding out all about the backstory of who Brianna is and what Esther's doing to continue Brianna's legacy. So thank you for listening, and I shall see you next week. This podcast is in honour of my son Declan, and for anyone out there who's lost someone they love, I see you, I feel you, I hear you, and I hope in some small way this helps you feel a little less alone. Keep your heart safe until next time, and don't forget to follow or subscribe. Your support helps keep this podcast going.